Hi, this is Rayburn Hare. Join with me, Dot Life. We're continuing a session, continuance of Colossians chapter 3, about seeking the Father, seeking those things which are above, making Christ your life. Is He your life? Well, and I said in the earlier session that this passage is about sin. Because as I look around, I'm not looking at the world, so to speak. I'm looking at myself. God's working in my heart. And in Colossians chapter 3, we read verses 1 through 4. If you've been raised with dead, you'll seek, if you've been raised up with Christ, you'll seek those things which are above. Because Christ is your life. That's what he says, verse 1 through 4. But then he says in verse 5, therefore, so in other words, because that's true, because he's part of your life, he is your life, and you're seeking him, then consider your members, that means your body, your earthly body, as dead. Dead to what? Well, it's a pretty ugly list in Colossians chapter 3. Dead to immorality, sins of the flesh outside of marriage, impurity. I'm planning in March of this year. If you're watching this, you're close and you're welcome to come. I'm doing a purity retreat. It's a men's retreat. It is desperately needed in my life, in the life of men, women too, by the way, but this is a men's retreat on purity. Inordinate affection. I told you this passage in Colossians 3 is about sin. Inordinate affection. It is rampant today. Uncommon or unnatural affection. Men with men, women with women, and whatever. Romans chapter 1. It's sin against God. Evil desires. The evil desires, I think probably some of this overlaps. I think that certainly would involve the gratification from what you see. That would certainly encompass pornography, the filth, the disgust but men are attracted to women too. But it has gripped a big part of our society. Well, he says, consider yourself dead to that. If that's controlling you, then you're allowing that to control you because you are dead to it. Verse 6, listen, it's not a fun passage, but verse 6 says, it's because of these things that I just listed, that are rampant in our nation. It's because of these things that the wrath of God will come upon the sons of disobedience. The wrath of God will come. If you don't hear anything else I say, hear that. The wrath of God will come. It will come. It doesn't mean that I'm going to bring it. It doesn't mean I can or will. It just means God is not mocked. Don't be deceived, Galatians tells us. God isn't mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. That's scripture. That's not me. Psalm 7, verse 11 says, God judgeth the righteous, and God is angry with the wicked every day. Listen, we hear so much about the love of God. and so little about the wrath of God. God is full of grace, but He's also full of truth. He tells us in His Word He hates sin. And He wants believers to live in Him and put these things away. If you'll stay with me, I'm going to conclude this last portion, maybe with some encouraging news from this passage. God hates sin. He hates my sin. I'm trying to seek Him and say, Father, I want to be pure. Please help me. Please cleanse me. Please show me, reveal to me sin. My heart's sensitive towards that. This is Rayburn Hare. Join with me. Life.